Hi everyone on Facebook. Today I want to kind of tell you about where I can go with Metro Mobility. So, because with Metro Mobility, I can meet you guys places in the suburbs that are easier for me to get to because I just don't have to take the city bus anymore. So the issue is with a lot of the city buses in the outside of Minneapolis they don't really take you to a lot of places. Like the Maple Grove City bus that I was taking to go any places will just take you from a transit station to downtown Minneapolis and then from downtown Minneapolis to that transit station. So a lot of people will just drive. Maple Grove will drive to the transit station, park, take it into downtown Minneapolis, work, and then take the bus back home. And even Brooklyn Park, the Brooklyn Park bus, the 724, its whole purpose is to get people from the Starlight. So people drive to the Starlight Center in Brooklyn Park. They park there. The whole point is to hop on the 724 bus that will take you to Brooklyn Center. And then the whole point of getting on the bus in Brooklyn Center is to take you to downtown. Even the 10 bus that I live on, the whole purpose of the 10 bus that starts at the Northtown Mall in Blaine is for people to park at the Northtown Mall in Blaine and then take the bus like through Spring Lake Park, through Fridley, through Hilltop, through Columbia Heights, through Northeast, through the U of M campus, and then to downtown Minneapolis. And then it turns its butt around and takes you back out to Blaine. And the whole point of the 10 bus is to help people in like Anoka County and the northern suburbs get to downtown Minneapolis to spend money and work. That's the whole point of the bus system. Even the bus that goes from Anoka and then goes through Coon Rapids goes to Northtown Mall and Blaine, where they can hop on the 10 to get to downtown Minneapolis to work. So the whole point of the city bus, even the Blue Line train, the D bus, the all the buses from these suburbs, their whole point is just to get you to downtown and back to even Robbinsdale, in Crystal. A lot of their buses just go from, you park at the bus station and you take it to downtown Minneapolis and you take the bus back home, then you drive home. But Metro Mobility is for people like me who don't have a car, so we can't just say, cool, we're gonna drive and do our daily stuff and live our lives and then only take the bus and go into downtown. Metro Mobility is like a ride sharing service or it's like an Uber that the state subsidizes and helps people with disabilities get around. But the issue is Metro Mobility is way more expensive than the city bus, because the city bus only costs me like $250 a way, because the city bus, one bus is being shared with 60 people. So 60 people are sharing that ride, that cost of the ride. Well, Metro Mobility, it's only 4 people per bus because they're taxing you. So at the max, because there's less people on a bus and they're taking you to where you want to go, it's $5 away. So when I take the city bus, I'm saving myself $2. So I take the city bus when possible. Like, I take the city bus when possible. And when I want to go someplace without a city bus, that's when I call Metro Mobility. And we have a west zone, an east zone, and a south zone. I think this is, south zone. In each one of these is a different company that Metro Transit / the state pays to help disabled people and senior citizens get around. And the closer to St. Paul you live, and the closer to Minneapolis you live, the better the metro mobility service is. Like when you live in Champlin, where my friend Paul lives, or Anoka, Maple Grove, me and these outer suburbs here, service is so bad, it's almost worthless. Like if you're on these last ring suburbs here, the service is so bad, it's not even worth relying on them. Like my friend Paul in Champlin is facing that problem. But if you live more close to Minneapolis you get, the better the metro mobility service gets, because they can make more money per metro mobility ride per van. So if you live in South Minneapolis, you're going to get the best service ever. If you live in North Minneapolis, you're going to get the best service ever. And if you live in downtown, you're going to get the super duper service. And then once you leave Minneapolis, the service gets weaker, and not so good and not so reliable. And the same thing with St. Paul. That's why so many disabled people struggle to get around, because our public transportation off the bus line isn't reliable. And then each city kind of has their own rules, and it's pretty cool. Like Blaine, where my brother Taylor lives, as long as there's drivers, they will drive you around 24 hours a day, because Blaine has a lot of senior citizens, and those senior citizens can't drive anymore. And Bloomington makes the list because Bloomington, it has the Mall of America and all the hotels, and a lot of people who run the hotels in the Mall of America are disabled. So then those disabled people can get to work and stuff and have job opportunities. And then Brooklyn Center is 24 hours a day, because Brooklyn Center has a lot of disabled people because it's affordable living there. So Brooklyn Center has a lot of disabled people, so that's why their service is 24 hours a day. Columbia Heights, I chose Columbia Heights because of the 24-hour metro mobility service. And Columbia Heights is 24 hours a day because we have a lot of seniors and a lot of Hispanics who don't have driver's license, that are disabled and stuff, that can't get around. And Coon Rapids is 24 hours a day because a lot of disabled people work at all the shops in Coon Rapids, and then Coon Rapids has a lot of seniors. So Coon Rapids has a lot of seniors, so if they have drivers, they'll drive you around Coon Rapids 24 hours a day. But a lot of disabled people work in Coon Rapids because of all the retail stores, and a lot of seniors are there. And then Fort Snelling is 24 hours because, it's the military base. There's disabled people who clean and maintain the military bases. And Fridley is 24 hours because there's a lot of disabled people and a lot of senior citizens in Fridley that don't drive anymore. So they'll take you around Fridley easily. Golden Valley, is 24 hours a day because Golden Valley has a lot of seniors who can't drive anymore. So I wish Caleb would move to a place like Golden Valley over there, so then, I can go see him really easily. And then Minneapolis has so many disabled people in South Minneapolis that if Minneapolis wasn't 24 hours a day, I will definitely think something's damn wrong. And Mountains View, I've never been there. I can't talk about them. The airport, why the airport's important to have be able to get there 24 hours a day. And New Brighton, I have no clue what's even in New Brighton. I never really needed to go there before. Spring Lake Park, there's a lot of Hispanics there. That's on my side of the river that can't drive, and there's a lot of Hispanics there that are also senior and can't drive. And a lot of low-income disabled people live in Spring Lake Park because of the big trailer park that the Hispanics live in. And Richfield has a lot of disabled people and a lot of senior citizens living in. Robbinsdale, a lot of low-income people live in Robbinsdale, and disabled people and senior citizens. That's why if there's drivers, they're willing to drive me there 24 hours a day. And here they'll see how here, like, during the weekend, some cities have reduced hours, some cities have no hours during the weekends, and you know what I mean. So if you have a work, if you want to go to a certain city, you have to look at the times, because there's a latest time they'll let the drivers drive in to come pick you up. So before you get a job in a city as a disabled person or whatever, you want to pay attention to those hours, because if you don't, they will fuck you over. So this is Metro Mobility. It's different than the city bus, because the city bus is just made to get you from the suburbs into downtown Minneapolis, the suburbs into downtown St. Paul. But because I don't want to do everything in Minneapolis, I don't want to do everything in St. Paul, I sometimes take Metro Mobility. Well, I hope you guys have a good day. Bye-bye.